Oh, bam. This is team meeting, March Madness, March 4th, 2020. We're ready to rock and roll. So, team, I just want to say great job. I know I said a pretty large number, 80 appointments booked from a jam. We got close. We got just right over 70 appointments booked up. We have 152 appointments ahead of us as a team. I think you should all feel really good about that. I think you should feel really, really good about that. And I have some really cool thoughts for y'all tonight. And I want to welcome you. I know we talked about this last week with our mission statement. And we highlighted specifically grow personally, professionally, financially, and goal-setting practices, mental toughness, and emotional management. We hit on this last week. I know Colton just kind of hit on this as well. I wanted to hit on something different tonight. And I want to remind you of this section, catalyst for personal and professional dreams. I had a conversation. I was talking to Lindsay over lunch today that I have a client of mine who is paying $1,000 a month to get conversations that I give to you, right? So this is a guy who he owns a State Farm agency. He's in his mid-40s, and he has two individuals that are in his staff on his sales team. One is a retired woman, one's a single mom. And I asked him a question that I'm going to ask you. And the question is, what are their dreams? Like, what is it that they're using their job with you in State Farm? What is their goal? Like, why are they working? What do they come to work for? And he said, not only do I think that they never had anyone, like, I don't know if I ever asked that question to them. I don't think anyone in their entire life has ever asked them that question. That's what he said to me. And so he sat down with one of them today, and he said, after we had this coaching conversation, and his quotes were epic, all exclamation points, epic conversation. So then we had a little voice exchange. He said it was incredible because he said a lot of tears were shed. They opened up about all the things that they wanted and how that business can help them get there. So I think it's appropriate tonight. You heard Colton talk about the push, but I think it's appropriate to ask you the same damn question. What do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, why do you want it? What is the purpose behind it? I know I had a conversation with Caitlin earlier about got to go through college. Like, what's important for you? Eric and I just briefly had a conversation. Like, what do you want? So on your paper real fast, you have a paper in front of you, hopefully. If you don't, might be a good idea. And how do you ask the question? Like, what do you want? By the way, if you never saw this movie, it's a really good movie. What's the movie? Rama. It's Notebook. What do you want? Why are you here? Because when Amanda talks to you tomorrow, you're going to have one of two emotions. You're going to have the emotion of, shit, the freaking girl's calling me again. Or you're going to have the emotion of like, awesome, she's calling me again. You have to ask her, like, what do you want? Her job. Literally, she gets paid to help you get what you want. And if you don't know what you want, she can't do her job. I can't do my job. Our job, we can help you figure that out, by the way. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe what you want is to figure out what you want. And that's okay. Because most young people are lost anyway. Most young people are lost. They're trying to figure stuff out. And if that's you, that's great. You can be honest and say, hey, Amanda, there's all these cool things that are up for grabs. Big paychecks, recognition, go through college, advancement. I get all these cool things that are available. There's so many things available. I'm not sure which ones I want, though. Can we have that conversation that what is most exciting for me? Why that would help me? I'm sure she'd be fired up to have that conversation with you tomorrow. If you show up to that call and say, hey, Amanda, I know what I want. I want to make 5 figures this summer. Whether that's closer to 10 grand or closer to 20 grand, that's up to you to decide. But it's like, I know I want to make 5 figures this summer. What does it take? Amanda would probably take out a pen and say, let's work it backwards. So if you want to make 5 figures, you got to do 150 appointments. 150 appointments for the summer. Boom. Because if you do 150 appointments, 100 of them are going to buy. And out of the 100 that buy with a $400 average order, that's going to give you $40,000 in sales. If you go into the summer at 30%, that means you're going to make $12,000 for the summer. So Amanda is now going to create a plan for you to do a couple of things. What is the plan? Number one, I got to make sure I have enough names and numbers to fill 150 appointments for the summer. Number two, I got to make sure my closing percentage is on point so I can get at least a 70 to 75% closing percentage. Number three, I need to have a $400 average order. I got to do a really good job of presenting the 5-pay plan and dropping down the right way and working with my clients. I got to make sure that I don't only do this for one summer. I want to turn those 150 into another 5 to 10 recommendations each, which gives me another, what is that? A lot of recommendations, right? So that way you could do this all the way through college. So then you could create a curriculum to help you achieve what you want. But we can't create a plan for you if you don't know the outcomes. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Why not? Why not me? Why not now? We talked about this. But what is it that you want? We got to start there. Who's an example? Who has something that you're like, you know what, Mike? I know I want this. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. Maybe by the end of tonight, you can figure it out. Alexis, fire it up. Maybe we should call her. Please.
I want a lot of money.
Cool. How do you define a lot?
Well, definitely 5 figures, but I want a lot of money so I can travel and do a lot of fun things with my friends at a young age when I have not a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. How cool is that Colton's like mid-20s and like 2 years ago when he was in his earlier 20s, took 2.5 months to just go travel.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How cool is it right now? Mason Linker and Mila Amy are in Paris right now for a week on the company's dollar.
Wow.
The company's dollar, and they're in Paris right now. Is that pretty sick? Isn't it cool that Lindsay and Audrey are going to have an opportunity to go to Madrid, Spain 1 year from this week? They'll be in Spain on the company's dollar. Like, that's so sick. It's cool that that Audrey and Jess and Amanda, and Emily were in Jamaica. They had a chance to travel. That's kind of fun. Alexis hit the trip, she was there in spirit. She was there, just not with us, That's exciting. I love that because financial freedom.
Yeah.
Some people say, I want financial security. No, it's security. That's prison.
Yeah.
Maximum security. You don't want financial security. You want financial freedom to do whatever you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want, how you want, and that's fired up.
Yes.
I was joking with my wife last night because I took $5,000 and I just bought a bunch of stocks. I just was like, everything was on sale, so I was just buying a bunch of freaking stocks last night with $5,000. And then she's like, you're just blowing money. What are you doing right now? I was like, babe, we're rich. I said, actually, we're better than rich, because that's the name of the second company. And she's like, you should make an infomercial with all the stupid ass shit that you say. That's what she said. But and I joke, but like the bottom line is like, that's awesome. Like, that's awesome. But I'll tell you right now, when the market went belly up and when I was 25 and I was negative $130,000, I had to work my ass off for the last 10 years to get to the point where I am. You lose $5, you'd be pissed. Imagine losing $130,000 and had to climb out of that shit. So you'd be fired up and hugging your wife too. Be like, $5,000, yeah, let's gamble that shit on the stock market, right? Things are on sale. I agree. Money creates freedom. It's not everything, but it creates some really cool, fun experiences. I agree. So why not you? Why not now? And why not here, most importantly? Selfishly, I want you here. Could you go make a shit ton of money elsewhere? You could. You could. But we want you to do it here. I like here. I'm sure most of you like it here too. Great people, good environment, great products, good experience, good opportunity. We treat you right most of the time, hopefully, right? Like, we inspire you. We help you become a better version of you. We want you here. The grass isn't greener elsewhere. The grass is green where you water it. And if you take care of this grass here, you can make it. So why not here? So why not now? Why not me? Why not here? is what I would challenge you to think about. And all it takes to be successful, whether it's out there or here, it's the same disciplines, the same simple disciplines. And if you just keep those simple disciplines going every day, what is that hashtag SAD? What does it stand for?
Small actions daily.
Small actions daily. You know this, right? It's sad. Small actions daily, right? If you just do that, what is the small actions? 5 calls, right? 5 calls a day. 5 calls a day will keep you off of base pay, right? Could you watch a video? Alexa sends me her notes. She watches a video a week and sends me her notes. Could you show up for an extra workshop? You know, could you get a call with your coach before you go into a demo to get pumped up? That's a small little action. Small little action. Could you be involved with our WhatsApp group? Could you respond to problems quickly and swiftly? I'll tell you right now, how long does it take to get to a breakthrough? Instantaneously. Sometimes it takes us like 5 years to get to that one moment, but in the moment, it's instantaneous. So if you have a problem in your life, can you do something about it? When you get to this decision to not worry, that only takes a moment, but you can get there instantaneously if you choose to. Choose to. It's a choice. And we talk about this every week. If you chase outcomes, it's funny, I ran a mastermind group for a bunch of people from Tony Robbins in our office on Saturday. And I taught this little diagram that if you chase outcomes, like I talk to you guys all the time, you believe you're great when you get those outcomes, you feel good, you take really good actions. But I said, are the outcomes always there? They said, no. I said, then what? They're like, yeah, then you feel, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then you believe you're shitty, you feel bad, you don't take actions, you don't get results and say, well, I tried, I did my best, or it's not for me, or then you change your goals or change your environment or settle in for addictions. And that's what we talked about. And these are like grown-up people conversations, people like your parents. This is what we talk about because you guys think it's easy, but it's not. You know, your parents are doing the best that they know how to do. So they come to workshops like the ones that we just hosted here to like get better as adults. Like there was one dude who he has a son that's 22 years old. And we talked about this concept like a vision board and whatnot. He created the triad that I taught you guys in Alliance with state management. Your state is in the middle of the triangle. And I don't know if you guys remember, but your words are over here, your focus is over here, and your body is down here. And he created his own triad with what we talked about. Like he took focus and turned it into phrases. He took words, put it in phrases, body, he put it into how he could use his body to create certain emotions that he wants to feel. I said to him, I said, Ray, your son is lucky to have you as a father. For you willing to be how old you are and how experienced you are. He owns like multiple properties, multiple houses. He's a very successful dude, and he's still willing to grow. I said, that's awesome. You're paving a great great platform for your son to stand on, which is really exciting. And he's like, well, you know, we all got to do our part. Like we're a humble dude. Like that's exciting. This is the stuff that grown-ups are teaching, and you get exposed to this every single week. And for some of you, it's just a diagram. But for some of you, others, this is like a way of living. It's a way of living. Change your beliefs. Influence your thought patterns. Right? You heard what Colton said. Be the influencer versus being influenced. That's exciting. So I asked you what your goals are. Some of you guys care what ours are, but these are the goals. And this is what we're looking to get accomplished. $2 million as a district team. That should give us a national title. 1.4 as an office. That should give us another national title. And in that, if we do like, I don't know, 600 to 800,000 in new business, that should be a third national title. So the national titles are byproducts. If we just hit the numbers and we provide 300 jobs this year, when we provide 300 jobs this year, we will hit these numbers. When we hit these numbers, we're probably going to have more trophies in the back. But the trophies are a byproduct. We're focused on changing lives. That's what we're focused on doing. But we can only do that through the help of you. And right now, we've launched 45 people this spring. 88 campus set, 434 PRs. We want to develop 5 new MITs. We're at $147,000 in sales. We're pacing steadily. Sales are up. Sales are up. We're pacing real steadily for large sales. But we still want to hit our numbers where we're changing lives, because it's not just about the knives. It's also about how many lives are we impacting. I just had a quick conversation with Eric. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen this summer. Like when we retain people, like, because let's call it what it is. People get lazy. They don't make money, so they quit. And they don't quit on us. They quit on the goals that they set working with us. They're like, those roles aren't that important to me anymore. I'll just settle for a paycheck. And then they go work somewhere else. And that's okay. That's okay. It breaks my heart because I see a lot of potential and then they just like settle for less than what their potential offers, but that's okay. I used to not be okay with that, but I got to a place in life where it's like, cool. Hopefully you adapt some of these principles at some point in your life and hopefully we wish you the best. But bottom line is, I think we raise people in a healthy way where they don't want to quit. And if we help you make money, then you're going to want to stick around. The money is not about the money. It's about the confidence you get. You're like, shit, it's pretty good. I'll stick this out. I'll stay here. I'll go through the shit to stay here because I know if I just keep working, I'll eventually make the money. But here's what I'll tell you. We're doing well. You guys are doing well. When I say we're doing well, we're climbing up the ranks. We're up to number 4 in the nation in new business sales, and we're number 1 in total business sales. We just blew the competition out of the water for the first round. I feel bad for you, Ritza. Wasn't even close. But
do you remember? Did you see the numbers?
Dude, it was like, I think one of you sold more than her whole team. Yeah, we're just crushing some people. However, we're not into the big title bouts yet. We're not number. We'll see. But we have some of these offices like right here, Andy Noggle. He's favored right now. Like he just has so much momentum. They're doing 20K new business weeks. So I'll show you the sales report in just a moment. But we're pretty excited. 2 years ago, we won this tournament. There's never been a victory 2 years in, but the same team multiple times. We're excited to bring this home. So last week we were the number 1 team in the region at $44,000. We are doing really well. I already recognized Amanda during session 1, but I can't give enough credit where credit's due. I mean, this girl, I have been extremely tough on this young lady for the last several months because in order for her to have the capacity of my capacity, I've got to essentially challenge her even more than anyone else in her life. And they're easily she could have backed down, but instead she stepped up. And that's how she gets voice memos from Cassidy of slay girl, slay, right? Freaking dude, I love that voice memo. I want to play that voice memo every day. I freaking love that voice memo. It was awesome. And hopefully you're cool as you sent it. It made my day. I was like, look at
Cassidy, man. She's gonna be a great MIT someday.
Dude,
I was so hyped.
She was just like,
waiting.
she's my
And
favorite.
then that next day, I made my sale, and I'm like, okay, thank God, you broke the curse of the goose egg.
I mean, it was so fun. It was fun for me to observe, and I sent Amanda some nice words that night because I know what you are capable of. And I told her this. I'm telling you all this. I've seen what this young lady's capable of. And when you could see someone's potential be exposed, but then they have a shot at exposing it to themselves again, when your back's against the wall and you have no other choice, that's essentially what happened. And she made the choice, and she made the phone calls. She sat there. Some of you guys were here on Sunday and calling through, trying to get some service calls booked it up. No one answers. Canceled appointment. No sale. Reschedule. Has to run interviews. Coaching all of you kids. And still found a way to get in that same day appointment to lock down that same day sale. But it's not about the same day sale. I'm glad it worked out. And what did I say to you? The harder I work, the what?
Luckier.
The luckier you get. The harder you work, the luckier you get. She's like, it was kind of lucky. Bullshit. It wasn't. If you didn't make those phone calls, you wouldn't have got the appointment set. You could have easily settled. She could have easily settled to not make those extra phone calls to create that same day appointment and marked it up as I'm just really busy. I'm running the show. It's okay. I got my Dom pay, all this other stuff. But she said, no, people are watching me. I set a goal. I'm going to make sure I follow through and hit my goal. And that's freaking awesome. And I love that you surround yourself around young people like Audrey and Jess and Amanda that freaking crank behind the scenes like young people are supposed to do, that have the potential to work their asses off and then get rewarded for it, which is exciting. So I just wanted to give credit where credit's due. One of the top assistant managers in the region last week. Let's give Amanda a big round of applause. I even said at my staff meetings, I love building up our staff because it just fills me up because they set the expectations for everyone else in the office. Leaders lead, and that's exciting. I want to recognize Dylan Fitz, 104 weeks in a row, over $1,000 right now. So I'm trying to pin him down for a workshop. If I could get that guy, would you show up?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like he's so busy selling knives, he can't even make 15, 20 minutes available for us. So as soon as I can get a time with him, I'll make sure that I'll let you all know. But even if we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can make happen. So everyone that hit the newsletter, Kat, $800 last week. Tyree, $800. Allie, $1,000. Allie's excuse, she is keep her in your prayers if you guys are in a prayer. But she's dealing with some family stuff right now, family emergency with a family member. Ashley over $1,000. We talked about that with a Magic Monday. Here's what's cool. You know, Ashley went 0 for 6. Now that's not the part that's fired up, but Ashley went 0 for 6. But on the 7th appointment, sold $1,000. So the bottom line is how do you stay persistent and still stay positive? That's the question. How do I stay persistent and still stay positive, where I still can sustain the expectations that I'm supposed to have the results I deserve? And that's what she demonstrated. So kudos to you for finding a way to make that happen. We had Josh Spiegel, $1,000, $1,200 last week, repeat order. AJ, $1,500 last week. Around his class is at SPC. Amanda, $1,500. Kendrick's running track. He's a high school kid and went back-to-back homemaker sets on his first 2 appointments. So his first weekend on the job. He's competing right now in districts or something like that for track and field. So that's what he's doing right now. Alexis, $2,000. I love recognizing Alexis because she puts in the work. I think she made more calls than everyone else tonight, or right at it. So what did I get? 50, 60 calls tonight. So she's making that a staple. 50, 60 calls on Wednesdays, and the results will show up. And ended up booking up last week 5, 6, 7 appointments. Tonight you booked up another 5, 6, 7 appointments, and just making that a staple. Some weeks the sales aren't very exciting. Some weeks the sales are exciting, but she just focuses on the habit. She's on the workshop. She's focused on her craft. She helps us on campus. And that's, she has her motive. I want to make a lot of money so I could travel and do a lot of freedom things, but she's doing the activities to create that freedom, which is exciting. So kudos to you, $2,000 week. Good luck. And then you can see Colin $2,000 all the way up to Ray Reed with a $14,000 day, 14 grand day. We have Jessica Shannon, number 145 student in the whole country right now. 145, just climbing it up. Repeat. Can we get a repeat All-American? What? Right now, top 25 is at about, somewhere between 15 and 18 grand. Somewhere between 15 and 18 grand. So we got 8, 9 weeks. So Audrey and Jess also just qualified for President's Club. So they qualified the President's Club letter of recommendation from the CEO and the president of the company for their sales for the spring campaign, which is pretty exciting. So that also gets mailed to you or gets sent to me and I give it to you. Honestly, I don't know what they do anymore, but it's pretty exciting. I also want to recognize last week the number one representative sold 11 grand and took to get nationals. If you're interested in going nationals, it was 4,096. So I know a few of you are really excited about finishing your push strong. That might be something to share with your customers, like Ms. Jones. It was 4,096 to be on national report last week. I'm trying to do that this week. I know it's big. I know it's scary, but it's something I'm going for. And you can feel free to take a picture of that and show it on all your appointments. Like, this is what I want. I want my name on this. And maybe there's 1 or 2 of you hey, all right, Mike, sign me up. Amanda, sign me up for that national thing. I want to do that this week. In fact, some of you signed up for that a couple weeks ago and said, yeah, I'll do it this week. Well, now we're here. Step up, right? Maybe there's 1 or 2 of you say, all right, put me in, coach, $4,000. Number one rep for the week, $30,000. He makes 50%, so he made 15 G's last week. That's Curtis J. Hughes. He has a bunch of videos on YouTube and also on Vector Connect if you're interested in learning from him. It's spelled Curtis and Jaquez, but it's J. Hughes is how you pronounce it. Last week, look, we were number 5 office in the country for under $30,000 in sales. So yes, we sold 44,000 as a team, but only 11,000 of that was reps under 30,000. So now Andy Noggle was number 1 at $19,000 last week. And we're going to be facing them at some point in this tournament. So just something to keep in mind. And then, so our team did 44 grand, his team did 35, but his new reps sold more than our new reps did. So we like new reps making money. Don't get me wrong. What's the saying? The rich get richer. Well, yeah, Ray Reid is making a $7,000 paycheck, but it's kind of cool that he also sat in your chairs and he did the same job that you have right now. So keep working hard. We already recognize the withholdings. We recognize the promotions and everything already. So let's go ahead and transition. This is where I want to pick up where we left off last week. We talked about why buy sets. We talked about the reasons to buy sets. We talked about how to buy sets. We talked about some of these things. I wanted to discuss some best practices. I wanted to know what's working. I'll leave these. This is the mentality. So you can feel free to take a picture and it'll last longer. And then, we'll put the other one. This mentality and these skills are what's going to help you on your sales this week. So this is the mentality, and you can post that to the team chat if you don't mind. And these are the skills. So if you want to close every single time you're on an appointment, you want to close every single time. That's the mindset. That's the skill set. I wanted to discuss some best practices with what's working. So we'll go to Amanda with her, Cassidy, what's working with you, Alexis, what's working with you, Jess, Audrey, what's working with the two of you ladies, what's working right now on how you are selling breaking through some streaks. Eric's having some success right now with some sales these last couple of weeks. What's working underneath these umbrella as far as these 5 sets, the 5 reasons for a set? What are the 5? Who can rattle off for $20, for $22 right now, the 5 reasons why sets make the most sense? If you mess up on one, then you give me $22.
Oh.
Who's that confident? 4 of you? 4 of you will take my bet? Dude, all right. So first and foremost, we need all of you to get more confident in this. I'm not giving you this, but it was a question. I wanted to see the confidence in the room. Right tool, discount, and free stuff saved for 5 pay. I teach that shit in training. Come on. Right? So if you don't know those 5 reasons, let's start there. Right tool, discount, and free stuff saved for 5 pay. Right? You got to say that over and over and over. Right tool, discounted, free stuff, safer, 5 pay. Right tool, discounted, free stuff, safer, 5 pay. You got to know those 5 reasons. Names and uses. You got to get a what on every tool? A yes on every tool. Right tool, discounted, free stuff, safer, 5 pay.
Yes.
And it's in the manual. And if you went through my training, I had you write it in the training manual. It's in the training manual twice, and I had you write it in if you went through my training. Names and uses. You got to get a what on every tool?
Yes.
A yes on every tool. If you get a yes on every tool, then you're going to sell a what? You're going to sell a set. Write it on paper. What are we writing on paper? Every number. So it slows you down, and it also gets the customer the visual stimulation. Other brands, do we bash the competitor or we build them up? You got to build up the competitor, make them look great. So when we talk about Cutco, we say we're better and we're less money. That's the reaction we want to get. The 4 questions. What are the 4 questions that transition to the drop down? Did you like Cutco? Would you use it if you had it? Or what was your favorite part about it? If you don't mind me asking, what are you unsure of? And then the 4th question oftentimes is a bonus question, but usually it's, if you could afford it, would you get it? Or is it too many options? Or is it too much money? Or is a lot too much or a little too much? That's a bonus depending on their response, but it's usually one of those, right? There's 4 questions before you transition. Do you know those? And getting 11 no's on every single appointment. Are you getting 11 no's on every no sale should have 11 no's. Every appointment really should have 11 no's. 7 on the knives, and then the rest are in the accessories, the accessories, the gifts, the flatware, the cookware, throw coffee in the mix. You should have 11 no's on every single appointment, especially if it's no sale, right? So those are a couple of the skill set stuff. What about the mindset stuff? We talked about these last week, right? Why buy quality? So they don't have to what? Replace it over and over again. What does it cost to own the best? Hundreds or what? Thousands of dollars. Things for the home don't cost hundreds. They cost what? Thousands of dollars. Why do people upgrade? Because why? They like things that are what? Nicer, things that are better, right? That's why people upgrade. They don't want things that break all the time. Who wins when they buy Cutco? Everyone. The UPS driver wins. The factory worker wins. The representative wins. The manager wins. The Cutco customer wins. All their friends win. Why invest in a set versus individual pieces? The 5 reasons we just discussed, right? Right tool, discount, free stuff, save for 5 pay. It's a better investment for the customer. So let's go to some best practices, whether it's those or something else. What shows up for individuals in this room that we can implement immediately for this week for those 152 demos we have set up ahead of us? So looks like Jess is eager to share. We'll go Jess, and then Amanda is either eager or scratching her face. Okay,
I raised my
cool, cool. What shows up for you? Best practice.
So one thing that I actually learned from your Zooms over the Olean push was how to drop down to climb back up. So I want to give an example of this. So a lot of times I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, this is not for me. I'm too big, too funny," and then they pick out 3 knives that they like, 3 or 4 knives. That's like $300 or $400. So my favorite line to use is like, "Hey, Ms. Jones, I can put that order in for you right now, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't really show you your other options. So that homemaker set that you liked at the beginning, that one would be less today, but instead of getting 3 knives, you would get all of this. On top of that, you'd be getting the free stuff you liked, and it just builds it up more. Even if she says no to the homemaker, an essentials plus 5 is a fraction of what she was planning on spending today. It's a fraction. Same thing, if they want to do 300 over a 3 pay, that is the same as 500 over a 5 pay. I just did this with one of my orders over virtual. She was like, "I only want 2 knives. I can only spend a little bit over $100." I was like, "No worries, let me take you through the presentation." And then I was like, "Just so you know, if you wanted to do all these knives that you liked, you could do that for the same amount of money today." That's really important. Dropping down does not mean that you end on your drop down. You start on your drop down.
So by the way, if you're interested in learning how to do what Jess talked about, hop on my Zoom Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. I will do that exact scenario where we have a customer write down their favorite pieces, and I'll show the options on how to show, hey, you could get these, or you could do a set. I'll show you exactly how to do that. My Zoom, 8:30 a.m. Friday morning. You can put that on your calendar. It's a great point. We'll go Amanda, and then if there's anyone else that has a best practice that they want to share, Cass, Eric, Alexis, Lindsay, Audrey, specifically any of those. Go for it.
For me, I would just say prospecting. Like, I already know a lot about my customers and potential customers before I call them. Like, that's what I'm going to do on my workshop tomorrow, is how to qualify recommendations. So that way, we already know a little bit about the person that it is that we're going to be doing a demo for. So it's, first off, makes the appointment scheduling really easy. You could be like, "Oh, hey, your friend told me you make the best guacamole. I have to try it." And then it just kind of creates that friend basis and just seeing your best customers. Like, we're in a push right now. Frankly, a lot of us are not at our goals right now. Instead of blindly going into appointments, go into appointments that you're going to sell on, like, that are good prospects.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, every one of you have a family doctor that you haven't shown Coco to.
Yep.
Like, you're probably so scared to call that person. Your pediatrician, your optometrist, your gyno, your chiropractor, your physical therapist, any of those people that you're nervous to call, every one of them makes 6 figures and bring in 6 figures to their home. And they will buy so much freaking Cutco from you, it's ridiculous. And you're nervous to call every one of them. But I would say, like, to Amanda's point, they're a good prospect, I would go for it. Alexis, you were going to say something. Go for it.
Yeah, for sure. And like, kind of to piggyback off of what Amanda said, but almost in the opposite sense. I know it sounds confusing, but something that I've noticed, like, especially I've been spending a lot of time with Jess and Eric. Yeah, not everybody's going to be a good prospect, but especially during push, like, if you're like, this isn't really a good prospect, I don't really want to do the presentation, do the presentation. Because there's people that you get on the presentation, you start talking to them, and you're like, there's no way they're going to buy anything. And they do. I did an appointment with a lady who was 22 years old and had a baby, and I was like, there's no way she's going to buy anything. And she bought an Essentials Plus 5 set, and then the lady after her, same situation. She was actually unemployed, and she still got something. So Cutco is not for people who want to cook. It's for everybody. So I think that was a really big thing. And also 2 things that really helped me on the last appointment that I did to get to 2,000 was 2 takeaways from Jess and Amanda. And I talked to them about this. Amanda said, write everything down on paper, and especially being someone who does virtuals, I wasn't really doing as much writing on the paper. So I started writing down everything, and that really helped. And Jess said, don't ever end a presentation on a yes. So she said yes to the homemaker, and I was really content with that. And I was like, that's a yes. So maybe let me ask more. So I tried to show her the signature. She really liked that, but she was like, I just want to stick with the small set. And I was like, okay. She saw the stainless steel table knives we had, and she really liked those. So she asked me, can we do that? But with the stainless steel table knives, I was like, yeah, totally. So she was like, okay, let's just go with a small set. And a small set is a homemaker set. So like if you get your customer's mentality and you're thinking a homemaker is small, it's gonna be way easier.
Yeah.
for you.
So there's a couple things. Can you frame this the homemaker as a small set, the small family set, the basic set, by showing them the ultimate and the signature? It's like, Ms. Jones, we have larger family sets, but I'm going to just show you the small family set to start, right? Framing it that way. And then the second thing is they can't buy it if they don't see it. Are you at least showing the stainless table knives? That's an upserve. They go from regular table knives to stainless, that ups your average order by an extra order, for some of you. So that's a great point.
One thing I just wanted to point out that Alexis said about not prejudging people, it's important to have your schedule booked. You definitely want to pick your best people, like Amanda said. But there's times when you don't have anyone, and it's better to do a demo than not do anything.
Yeah,
I think that's what
Yeah.
Alexis was pointing out.
I agree. Any additional thoughts, Audrey, and then we'll go to Eric, and then I'll transition and start wrapping up.
So one thing I want to add is just, presenting all the options and, going through those 11 no's. At the beginning of my appointments, I start creating a wish list. And yesterday I had a smaller set order, but I showed her maybe 10 different options, and I knew she wanted a pan. So I leveraged that to what we could give for free stuff. So it's always important to explore all the options. I know some people get stuck on objections, but try to cater, the sale or the set to what your customer likes and wants, and then use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how I was able to make the sale.
Excellent. Cool. Eric, what showed up for you?
Mentality. So I went field training with Alexis, and this woman completely bashed her and stuff like that, but she still smiled on her face. She was super grinny. She dropped her jokes. She was amazing. I was like, you have to have the right mentality, and you need to know that Coco is the bomb, and that you're gonna sell, and you just know. You're like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna walk in Ultimate, whatever, next appointment, let's go. You need to know this stuff, and you need to swear by it. And Mike said this at the first day of his training. He was like, if you're not jamming out to your favorite artist when you're going on to your demo, what are you doing? Why are you trying to bring yourself down? So now every time I'm like, hey, Cardi B, let's go, and show up. And I'm like, and I walk in and I'm like, oh my God, Miss Jones, you look great. You need to just be the highlight of their day.
That
And, have
rapport
that in
is
yourself. Yeah,
everything.
you
I
do.
did that with my last sale. I was probably 30 minutes where I was asking her questions how many kids you have? Oh my God, are they in school? And it almost seemed a little bit too much, but she just kept going.
Yep.
And they freaking eat that shit up.
Yeah.
Do it. It works. It works.
So the lesson is Cardi B is the move.
That's what I listened to before my demos. Just so you know.
I think it was Fall Out Boy that I just listened to, but I love it. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Good discussion. Cool. If you want more of that, there's 2 ways to get more. You got workshops tomorrow morning with Amanda and Friday morning with me. I believe there's a skills check tomorrow too, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're doing one in the afternoon. I think I saw that in your schedule. I saw it in the group chat, or someone posted Thursday 4 to 6 on there somewhere. But
There's one at 8:30, right?
tomorrow morning 8:30, Friday 8:30. So maybe there's not a skills check tomorrow, but and then
Today, though.
and of course tonight, during our bigger better scavenger hunt, Amanda's going to split the team into teams. I'm sure she's going to do it in a good way where you could be with one of these people and pick their brain, ask them questions while you're upselling pens and stuff. So here's what I'll start transition wrap up with. It's game time to build your recommendation base. So if you have done some of these things, this is a sticky note approach. You can write on a little sticky note, put it on a couple of your neighbors' doors. This isn't not a random neighborhood. This is your neighborhood. They just weren't home or you didn't have their phone number. Put a little sticky note, introduce yourself, and just see what happens. You never know. You never know. It's worth a shot. As far as the Facebook post, if you're not getting your customers, your friends, your family members close to you to put up a Facebook post, you are just missing out. I talked to our staff. I gave them a scholarship contest for them to get some Facebook posts put out from their friends and family members, right? Just to see how many they can get. Are you friend requesting your customers on Facebook so you could get into their networks and start messaging all of their friends? That's a very simple thing to do. Are you getting your customer to shoot a text heads up to the recommendations they're giving you to make your phone time more efficient? These are very simple best practices. If you're not doing these, talk to your coach ASAP and start doing some of these things to help you with your business. So obviously it's March Madness, and it is go time. So our next workshops, I thought there was a skills check 4-6. I'll be running training, but if you come in, I won't be able to drill you, but I could put you in a room and play a video for you, you know, and support where I can. But I guess there's not a skills check. I was misinformed. So Jess will be here. So if you do want to sign up, you know, so Jess could support. I'll support where I can around training. We might have a smaller class tomorrow, so that'd be fine. So as I talked about before I close up, I think this is important and relevant. So I appreciate your attention here. I talked about our goals, and I haven't showed this in a couple of weeks, but I do think it's important because decisions are going to start being made next week. Decisions are going to be made next week. And you could see we're looking to have at least 4 or 5-figure sellers, looking for 5 coaches, 2 full-time assistants, a social media manager. We have our 5 branches, our DOM, and then some extra support for our district team. And, you know, I said this a couple of weeks ago where it's like we're trimming the fat of a couple of people. That's not a negative way. It's just like people just kind of weed themselves out and some people step up. And, like, it's exciting. That's fun. That's sports. I mean, that's just how it rolls. Like, not everyone is on the starting lineup, you know, but everyone had a chance to try out. So decisions are going to get made. And we started just kind of organizing some of the lists. So we still have some contenders. Some people got eliminated. And then we slotted. I just had a conversation with Eric and Adriana both. It's like, yo, I want to make 5 figures this summer. Put me in. Like, that's what I want to focus on. Let me focus on selling. And then we have these individuals. A lot of people are like, yeah, I want to sell, but I also like the whole behind the scenes thing. Like, I like learning how to lead people, and I like coaching, and I like building the team. And I want to be in the boardroom with Mike and Amanda and Jess and Tiara, like, and Audrey. Like, I'm in the freaking boardroom. Like, I want to freaking plan these meetings. Like, I want to be the boss, right? Like, and if that's the case, awesome. I need some of those too. We have positions to fill, and decisions are going to be made next week. These next 5 days literally determine what staff is going into the summer. That doesn't mean it's the final decision. That's just who we're going into the summer with as our staff. Then there'll be another opportunity in probably May or June where we'll do another round of promotions. But by the time things are said and done, we're looking to have a staff of people that are probably 30 deep. I'd like to have 30 Leadership Academy members that are ready for leadership come fall. And that's exciting. So the push is here. We know the contest prize levels. We gave you thermometers when you came in. Hopefully you got one of those. If you didn't, there should be some extras around the room. And as of last week, this was the bracket. And this was really fun for me to, you know, put together. And what was even more fun is
Tuesday, March 5th.
that was as of last week. This began. This is so last week at our team meeting, this is where we were. And then a couple people got jumped or kicked out of the brackets or whatnot. So this is the final bracket. This is the bracket right now that everyone's in. This is who you're competing with. So I posted this to the team chat right now. We got Rama versus Amanda and Caitlin. So you better get Tomas and Leo start selling a little bit, right? So that's exciting, right, Kevin? I told Emily, dude, Emily's number 3. You're number 30 spot. That would be upset of the week, dude. That would be upset of the week. That would be pretty exciting. So, you know, we got a couple other matchups over here. You know, Caitlin versus Ashley and Jakira. So this is Caitlin. And Ashley and Jakira are both on the team. So it's you versus those two. I mean, that's going to be – I mean, I'm pretty fired up to see what's going to happen. This is cool. I mean, this is fun. This is why we got a team build. A little bit. But this is exciting. You know, this is exciting, you know, and you can see Tyree and Kendrick versus Abraham. So you got both of those guys. So it's going to be fun. So neither of them are here. So that gives you an edge already. So which is pretty cool. But you can see the number 1 team gets a VIP night with your team. Unless Dylan wins again, then I'm just going to take him out for a really awesome dinner. So hopefully, I mean, my goal is to beat Dylan. Can one of you step up and take Dylan out sometime. So maybe Jordan. Where's Jordan at? Jordan, dude, first round upset. How sick would that be? How sick would that be? Knock him out, baby. That would be fun. That would be fun. So either way, it's gonna be cool. We did the whole Build the Bay team building contest. We went through all of this. And unfortunately, none of y'all took my money. I'm shocked. This is the first year none of y'all took my money besides Grace. I was paying her anyway. So this is how it finished up. Rama had a chance to take my money, but we didn't hit the sales level, and we missed the free 1x1. Sorry. So Grace was the only winner. So she got my money. She got my money. Grace is good. But here's a kicker contest for all of you. Here's a kicker contest for you. Every PR that launches during the tournament, no prizes, but I will let them count towards your sales for the tournament to help you advance to different rounds. So a couple of you, like Jess, has her friend Joel, our friend Joel is starting training tomorrow. So Joel's sales are going to count towards her team on Team Jess. As long as she's in the tournament, anyone you bring onto the team is going to count under your bracket. So keep adding people to our team. I owe some Cutco bucks. So who do I owe Cutco bucks to, and how many do I owe out? We have our next blitz on Monday, by the way. So who do I owe Cutco bucks to? Audrey, how many? 20 for Audrey. Who else? 40 for Eric. Who else? 30 for Alexis. So this is Audrey, and this is Eric and Alexis. How much for Amanda? 30 for Amanda. Who else? Ashley, 15. So this is for Amanda and Ashley. Who else? Who else go Cutco bucks to? Go once. That's it? 70?
Yeah.
So if someone just said, what is Cutco bucks? Who would like to answer that question?
Hey, Cutco Bucks, if you come hang out with Jess on campus and pass out cards, you get Cutco Bucks.
Cool. So if you help out, we're going. I'm going again on Monday. Or no? Am I going Monday? No, I'm going to Ocala with you on Monday. Oh, this is the week after. So this Monday we're doing USF Blitz. So yeah, this Monday we're doing USF Blitz. I kept saying I was going Monday with you.
Eric, do you want to run it?
Tomorrow.
You want to run it? The first one?
I need cards.
For this Monday?
We got you. So so Jess is gonna put on the times. So tomorrow from 9 to 11, and then Monday, anytime between. I think we do. I don't think I mean, you did a great job with the clipboards though. So maybe we do the clipboards in the front part of the day on Monday. So maybe from maybe 8 to 10 is clipboarding, and then because the campus was crazy busy from 11 to 1.
Today was,
What is it busy?
oh, it's an absolute shit show.
Wednesday
There's
was like
a lot of people.
There were
Bull
like
market.
3.
Oh,
there
bull
were
market
like
on Wednesday.
Bull
Yeah.
market
Lots of
Wednesday.
Bull market, and then over by the library there were like 3 different protests. So
And the protests. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So Monday we'll go 8 to 1:30.
Okay, wait, but let's start off with tomorrow. Eric is gonna run an active ad shift.
So by the way, how
You can
this
join
works?
Eric.
How this works is if 2 people go with Eric, then he gets $15 in Cutco for leading a shift. If not, then it's just $10 worth of Cutco for every hour you help. And then you write your little Cutco buck check.
Who's helping Eric
Cassidy.
What day is this?
tomorrow? Jeff?
Tomorrow, 9 to 11. So Eric, you gotta have at least 2 and you get $15 worth of Cutco for each hour.
Who else? Who else? Who else?
And so does she.
Tomorrow, 9 to 11.
I'm doing your Zoom already.
One more.
I just need one more.
One more. Jakira comes in.
Nice. What about Monday? Monday, any gap from 8 to 1:30. Pick a gap that works for you. What time frames? 8 to 1:30.
8 to 12:30.
So Cassidy, 8 to 12:30. Eric, 8 to 11.
in front of the library.
Audrey, 9:30 to 12. Who else on Monday? Get quality time with your staff. I know Amanda will be there. Nice. Carly, a couple hours? Just a couple hours? What time frame?
The beginning,
So like 8, so 8 to 10. Cool. We'll take an 8 to 10.
could do more, but.
Anytime between 8 and 1:30. Anybody else on Monday? Going once, going twice?
I can do like 2 hours.
What time? What 2-hour window?
Let's do 11:30, 1:30.
Cool. Jeff, 11:30, 1:30. We'll take it. Well, I'm almost done. I'm not done with the meeting just yet. I'm about to finish.
Yeah,
Uh,
8 to 1:30.
Cool.
I can do 1:30.
Cool. Kevin, 1:30. Cool. What time? 12 to 1:30, you said?
1:30, yeah.
It ends at
Oh, it ends at 1:30.
1:30?
Yeah.
Oh,
8.
Anytime between 8 and 1:30.
12.
Cool. 12 to 1:30. We'll take it. And then we'll do the other ones on Sunday.
Well,
Just for time's sake. So I just want to remind you to get the promotion, 10 people for interviews, 2K plus push. This is where we're at so far. This is as of like maybe 2 p.m. today. So it might have changed. I know a couple of you had some sales, but Alexis is already over $2,000. And then you can see Amanda's over 1,500, AJ over 1,500, Ash over 1,000, Cassidy over 1,100, Audrey over 1,000, Allie over 1,000, Jackie over 1,000, everyone else underneath. And this is where everyone's at with their setting up their people. Cassidy's over 10, Jakira's over her 10, Caitlin's over her 10, Tiara's over her 10. So if you want to get promoted, I got it. Hold the line on this. 10 people set for interviews and $2,000 in sales for the push. FYI, March 25th, if you didn't write that down, we sell the stainless, the non-stick coating pots and pans. You can get information on Vector Connect on that. And if you want to help us feed the homeless, our next feeding frenzy is March 15th. It's at 9 a.m. It's a Sunday morning, 9 a.m. here at this office to feed some people. So we're going to make a bunch of sandwiches and then pass them out into the community. So March 15th, 9 a.m. If you want to help out. So other than that, that is everything. So go ahead to the team chat real fast before you guys all depart for our scavenger hunt.
Are you playing?
If there's an odd person, I'd like to. It's fun. If not, then I'll. So ready? Post to the team chat your biggest light bulbs from tonight, whether it be from Colton or me or anything anybody else said. Amanda, if you or I'll do it. I didn't know you were in the middle of a combo. No. The template of what you wanted them to post.
Are those non-stick pans like the ones that aren't?
So recap. Takeaways. So takeaways, actions, and 2-hour window for Amanda. 2-hour Thursday window. So go ahead and post to the team chat your response to that, your takeaways from tonight, any action steps that you're going to take, and the best 2-hour window for Amanda to reach out to you. If y'all can post that to the group. And then looks like we got our 4 teams. Audrey, Jess, Amanda, Lindsay. For bigger or better, I got your pens right here.
Those are the captains.
Those are the captains. And then we are going to have some fun. I want to end this. Ideally, I'd like it to be I'd like for everyone to be done and we're on our way home by 10:30. So that's the goal. So therefore, I'd like to call it 10:20, 10:15, 10:20.
What is the point of this game? I've never done.
Holy shit, where have you been?
Oh, wow.
All
I
right.
branched both summers. You played it.
All right, so here's the deal. We did it in the springtime too. So here's how it's gonna work. I'll explain the rules. You got 4 teams, you get a pen. Everyone goes out. I posted up at a gas station. Some people post up at you could do the Wawa. You could do a restaurant. You could go to a fast food restaurant, you go to Chili's. Here's the deal. You go up. So here's how it's going to work. Here's how this is my approach. You don't want to miss this. This is my approach. If I see Dee sitting there and she's like sitting on the phone call, be like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm going to scavenger hunt right now, and I got to trade this pen for something bigger or better. Do you have anything in the trunk of your car or anything that you have that's bigger or better? Your phone? Oh my God. So let's do a selfie. And then I take a selfie passing the pen with the phone, boom, and you post that to the team chat, and that creates a buzz. So it's like, oh shit, I gotta get something better than a phone, right? Or whatever that is. And then at the end, at 10:20 back in here, if you're late, you're disqualified. I'll be the judge. Whichever team has the biggest or best prize, or like whatever you traded up for, will win $200 worth of Cutco for your team. So it's a scavenger hunt. So it's for the team. So it's scavenger hunt / negotiations / influencing / like you get a chance to really use some of your creativity. It's a lot of fun, and you get a chance to bond with the other team members and drive fast or stay still somewhere. So these are the pens.
Who on my team is?
Here you go. Here's your pen. Here's your pen. Here's your pen. Here's your pen. All right. Go ahead. Have fun. 10:20. 10:20 back here. 10:20 back here. 10:20 back here. Go talk to whoever your captain is. 10:20. I gave one to Audrey, Jess, Amanda, Lindsay.
Jess's team, you're driving Jess's car. Jess's team, Jess's car.
Go, go, go. 10:20 back here. I'll go. I'll be on your team. All right. Let's do it. I love playing this game. All right, get out of my office. I got scooped up by losing team. All right. Done.
Also, it would be good if I send like
I'm going. I'll drive.
what does it feel like to be a winner
Bitch,
with
you
a
just-
tambourine and a drum stand starting with a 10?
We got a gift card.
We had
We
Dude,
just had
how do you
money.
think,
I don't know,
a
man.
guy gave us literally for these shitty ass glasses
an
an
Adidas
Adidas
shoe.
shoe. An Adidas slide. Then we traded the Adidas slide for this drum stand. And then we went to trade this for this. He was like, nah, just like make it a set. And I was like, okay. And then we went to a couple other people and they just couldn't beat these two. They were like, we don't have anything bigger or better than that. We have like,
Well, that was the
An
issue with
umbrella.
this. No one had bigger, better. They
They
were
were
like
like,
a gallon of
"We're
milk.
good."
they're like, "Here's a water bottle." I'm like,
But seriously, if you don't want that, I will gladly take it off your hands.
tambourine, drum stand.
We win.
Tambourine, drum stand.
Tangerine drum
They
stand.
were like, have it to be a set, like just take it to be a set. And I was like,
Because we
we're
know how
starting
to
a band.
we know how to promote a set. We
We know how to promote a set. But
yeah, we did that with the seed plant. They were like, "Oh, you want a band?" And
We
we
have a
said,
gift card.
"Yeah."
And
Nothing.
it's home.
Is it verified?
No.
It's not verified.
It's like your stand's
I
falling apart
think we
there.
all know.
Look at our stand. It's made
I
of
think
metal.
we all know who the
Stainless
winning
steel,
team was.
high carbon stainless steel
Business.
band. There you
So
go.
yeah, you got a tambourine.
I tried.
Come on,
Let me see.
come on, come on.
The guy
This
said
was
this is
this was out of some guy's truck at Chipotle
some really nice
for an
stand.
Adidas shoe.
Honestly, no, the guy that we got the tambourine from looked at the stand and goes, "Y'all actually got a really nice stand." And we were like, "Seriously?" And he was like, "For real?"
The combo stand.
No.
Yeah, okay. Who won, Mike? Mike, who won?
Oh no, I didn't stop recording this whole time. Oh, that is awful.